Allah the Almighty, Allahu Allah, protect me and guide me, Allahu Allah, oh, to your love and mercy, Allahu Allah, Ya Allah, don't deprive me, Allahu Allah, from beholding your beauty, Allahu Allah, oh my Lord, accept this please, Allahu Allah.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear young scholars, we are going to discuss the English language in the first half of our session, and in the second half it's we to talk about essay writing or the writing skills. And as far as language is concerned, we have done, I think, format 1, 2, 3, 4 and 7. It's we to talk about format number 5 and 8 today, mashallah. So you're ready for the discussion? My beloved son, beloved, beloved, beloved. I beloved Mr. Faisal, so he is my beloved.
Same as blessed and blessed.
Excellent. No. He learned many things, so he is a learned. Points clear?
Yes.
Or here? Dearest Faisal is over here.
Yes.
Now physically I can see you, but I'm talking about your mental presence. Mentally you are over here. Are you missing someone? Something? I'm sure you've noticed. So let's take our previous lesson, and that is format number 3, or which we are going to use as a base for lesson number 5 and 8. What was our format number 3? It was who, and after that we too. So let's talk about the first who, I. The question: what did we all do today, throughout the day? For this session, I surfed the internet, I collected the required data, I planned the lesson, and so on. Any 5 activities which you people carried out today, please. Any 5 activities.
I offered my prayer.
You offered prayers. Please.
I taught my students.
Let one by one. Ji, Asim.
I attended the weekly meeting.
Very good, beta. You attended the weekly meeting.
I revised the previous lecture.
You revised the previous lesson or the lecture. Number 2.
I taught my students.
You taught your students.
I drove back to my home.
You drove back to your home. Excellent. No, you returned to your home.
I did my lunch.
Very good. You had your lunch. You took your lunch. You ate your lunch. Okay.
I went to the market
You went to the market. Why?
to buy some books.
Excellent. You went to the market. True. You went to the market specially. Now you can talk about that visit specifically. You went to the book depot to buy books. Number 4.
Offered my Juma prayer.
You offered the Juma prayers.
I had my lunch.
You had your lunch. Love you, my son. Have a lunch. Have a seat. Have a talk. Have a chat. Have a discussion. No? Have a fun. Have a seat. So you had your lunch.
I listened to music for some time.
Okay. Talk about different people who, you ready?
Yes.
Who saw You.
Okay.
Who called you? Who met you? Who contacted you? Who invited you? Who passed by you? Who disturbed you? And so on. So this home is clear.
Yes. Home is
You people,
here the home.
you people saw me.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
When?
At 7.
At?
7.
No. When did you enter the room?
Yes.
You entered at? You entered at
We entered 6:30.
6:30. You entered at
6:45.
6:45. You entered at 6:30. So you, in other words, I can say that Mr. Faisal saw me at 6:30 p.m. Mr. Yasir saw me at 6:45 p.m.
Can you say just few that Mr. Yasir saw you while he entered the?
Correct. But why I am just using this point, because it shall provide us with the base for the coming 2 lessons.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I am going to give you some assignment and it's you to follow this format. My question: who saw you today during last 23 hours? You know that we met after 23 hours, not 24 hours.
Yes.
Or 23, 22 and off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Generally people say see you after 24 hours. If I ask, if at the time of your departure, if I say see you after 24 hours, so my statement is okay? Why?
Because we have wasted
Because you are going to see us at least 1.5 hours.
Excellent. So my statement should be see you after
20 hours.
22, see you after 22 and a half hours. So it's you to apply this one. No? Generally the people in the habit, even at the time of departure, dispersal from the school, okay, see you after 24 hours. No, the dispersal is at 2 p.m. and the school opens at 8 a.m. It doesn't make any sense. No?
Yes.
So you got my point? So learn to apply this one, logic. The question: who saw you and at what time? Now question is clear?
Yes, sir.
Who saw you during last 22 and a half hours and at what time? Ji beta, please.
My head teacher saw me.
Excellent. Mr. Faisal says that his head teacher,
Saw me
your head teacher saw you,
at
okay,
8:45
at 8:45 a.m. MashaAllah. Asim,
My manager saw me in the afternoon
my manager saw me
at 3:40.
Your manager saw you at 3:40 p.m. Ji,
We can discuss that either our sir has seen us last night.
no, my son. Simple question.
Yes.
For knowledge, this is a key to knowledge. I'm going to write kiss. This is a thing which leads to knowledge. What? Kiss. K-I-S-S. I don't mean to say that you should start kissing, each and everything, each and every person and you will be successful. Be very careful. Illegal kiss can create a lot of problems. Each and everything should be at proper time. Kiss. Keep it simple and short. Simple and straight. If you want to learn something, if you want to contribute to the universe, in any field, if you want to bring change, the first thing, kiss. Keep it simple and straight, or keep it simple and short. What's clear?
Got it, sir.
My brother saw me at 6 p.m.
Your brother saw you at
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
at 6 p.m. This point is clear? The next point. Your brother saw you at 6 p.m. Your manager saw you at 3:40 p.m. Your head teacher saw you at 8:45 a.m. You saw me at 6:30 p.m. At that time. When? At that time mean, see, I'm talking about this time. You saw me at 6:30 p.m. At that time, who? I was. We were. Excellent. We were. You were. They were. Teachers were. He was. She was. It was. Mr. Faisal was. Number 4. We 4. You're over here?
Yes.
You saw me at 6:30 p.m. At that time, I was planning what? The lesson. What? For whom? For you. Where? Here. When? At that time. How? Properly. Honestly. Why? To teach you. So that you can understand my each and every point. Nothing new. Nothing new. After we 1, 2, 3, 4, nothing new. Point is clear? This point is clear? You saw me, when you saw me at that time, I was doing something. When your head teacher saw you, what were you doing?
I was standing my bike.
Excellent. You were parking. What? Parking. What? Your bike?
Yes.
You were parking, the bike. Where? In the parking area.
Yes.
Park.
Yes.
P-A-R-K. Park. No R.
Yes, sir.
Park. Say, gentlemen, when your manager saw you,
Yes.
at that time, what were you doing?
I was pushing the contractor.
Love you, my son. You were pushing.
The contractor.
Excellent. The contractor. See, your brother saw you at that time. When he saw you, what were you doing?
I was eating.
Very good, better now. You were,
I was eating.
better be clear.
Yes.
It's you to be clear. Clarity of sound, my son. Ji, at that time, what were you doing?
I was eating meal.
You were eating what
Meal.
meal?
At home.
This is your format number 5. I was planning. Again, I was parking. I was pushing. I was eating. The next point. You ready?
Yes.
When you entered,
Yes.
it was 6:30.
Yes.
At that time, I was busy in something. What was that?
prepare the lecture.
Excellent. I was planning the lesson, or I was planning the lecture. Now the question is, at when was that activity started? I was planning the lesson. When you entered, it was 6:30 p.m.
Yes.
At that time, I was planning the lesson. I started. Oh, the same. This point. The same. I started planning the lesson. You started parking the bike. You started pushing the contractor. You started eating meal. In the first round, no, the simple word started. Later on, we shall replace it, no, with some other V2. This is V2. This is who? Which format is it? Format number 3. So, it provided us with the base for format number 5. And again, the same format 3, is going to provide us with the base for lesson number, or for format number 8. So I started planning the lesson at 6 p.m. I was planning at 6:30. I started planning the lesson at 6. It means that. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Sure?
Yes.
Over here, sir. It
Means that.
means that.
I have been.
See. It means that I. Who? I. Excellent. No.
Have been.
I had been. I
Have been.
had been. What?
Planning the lesson.
Excellent. I had been planning the lesson. The first point is since, and after that there is when.
Yes, sir.
It means that I had been planning the lesson since
6:30.
6
p.m.
Excellent. No, since 6 p.m. No, it's your turn. It's you to begin from this point. Sentence number 1, sentence 2, sentence 3, and like that, it's you to move forward. And this is sentence number 4. Clear? You, Asim?
Yes, sir.
You saw me at 6:30 p.m. First sentence. Second, at that time I was planning the lesson. Sentence number 3, I started planning the lesson at 6 p.m. Sentence number 4, it means that I had been planning the lesson since 6 p.m. It's very, very important.
Yes, sir.
It provides us with the coherence, no?
I got it.
Connection.
Yes, there's a no coherence, there's a no use of no learning, no English grammar.
Okay, I know it.
Ji beta.
My manager saw me
Okay,
at 3:40 p.m.
okay,
At that time, I was pushing the contractor.
okay,
I started pushing the contractor at 3 p.m.
okay,
That means I had been pushing the contractor since
Okay.
3 p.m.
excellent. No.
Uh,
How simple that is. Faisal,
My brother saw me at 6 p.m.
okay,
At that time I was eating meal.
okay,
I started eating the meal at 6 p.m.
okay.
It means that I have been eating since 6 p.m.
It means, I mean, we mean. This point is clear? I'm moving forward.
Yes.
See, it also means that, or we can say that. We can say that I had been planning the lesson for how long? See, I started at 6. You saw me at 6:30. I started the planning at 6 and I was still planning at 6:30. It means that
You had been planning for how?
for half an hour. No, for half an hour. An hour. No, it means that I had been planning the lesson for 30 minutes. Okay. It's your turn now, please.
From the start?
From the start, otherwise I can't understand.
Yes.
Ji, my son.
My manager saw me at 3:40 p.m.
Okay.
At that time, I was pushing the contractor.
MashaAllah.
I started pushing the contractor at 3 p.m.
Okay.
So we can say that I had been pushing the contractor for 30 minutes.
Excellent. No. So 3 and he saw you at
For 40 minutes.
3:40 now. No, your concept is clear, mashallah. Who's done now?
My head teacher saw me
Okay.
at 8:45 a.m.
Okay.
At that time,
You were parking the bike.
I was parking my bike.
Okay.
I started it at 8:40.
Okay.
It means that
Okay.
I had been parking my bike
Okay.
for 5 minutes.
Okay. One more sentence. Any person who passed by you today, the name of any person, whether it can be the known or it can be unknown. Clear? So you can say some stranger, a rickshaw driver, my manager, whosoever that is, passed by me. So I can tell you, Mr. Sherdil passed by me at 1:55 p.m. today. At that time, I was going to the mosque. I was going to the mosque. I left my home for the mosque. The point is clear now. I left my home for the mosque at 1:53 p.m. It means that I had been going to the mosque since 1:53 p.m. It also means that I had been going to the mosque for 2 minutes.
Yes.
This is. Now it's your turn. Who passed by you today? And at that time, what were you doing? Clear?
Okay, Mr. Tayyib passed by me
Okay.
at 1 p.m.
Okay.
At that time, I was eating my lunch.
MashaAllah.
I started,
Okay, my lunch.
or we can
I sat at the dining table.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
At 12:45 p.m.
Excellent.
That means I had been eating my lunch
Okay. Since.
since 12:45 p.m.
Okay.
We can also say that I had been eating my lunch
Okay.
for 15 minutes.
For 15 minutes now. Clear? You started eating food. You sat at the dining table at 12:45. And Mr. Tayyib saw you at 1. Clear? When he saw you at that time, you were eating food. You were having your lunch. So we can say that you had been having your lunch since 12:45 p.m. We can also say that you had been having your lunch for 15 minutes. Love you, my son. You know Mr. Faisal?
Yes, sir.
Our beloved?
Yes.
Mr. Faisal met me at 6:30 p.m. At that time, I was accompanying Mr. Musaddiq.
Okay.
Mr. Musaddiq
Yes.
Aziz. I sat in the company of Mr. Musaddiq at 6. Or I became the part of Mr. Musaddiq's company at 6.
Okay.
Points clear or not?
Yes.
No, ji?
Yes.
It means that I had been accompanying Mr. Musaddiq since 6 p.m.
Okay.
So you can say that I had been accompanying Mr. Musaddiq for half an hour, for 30 minutes now. No points clear?
Yes, sir.
Any question?
Just to clear myself, in this sometimes every time who was you.
Okay.
But here can you change that Mr. Musaddiq came to you or Mr. Musaddiq joined you at say 30?
See, good question now. See, so you can see the who is open.
Yes.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's talk about your routine. I'm going to tell you my routine now. You ready?
Yes, sir.
My routine is that I teach English from 6:30 to 8 p.m. What is clear? This is the format now. From and to.
Yes.
I teach English from 6:30 to 8. Please, your routine.
Okay.
I learn English.
I perform my duty.
Very good. No, you perform your duty.
From 8 p.m.
Excellent. From 8 a.m. to
4:30 p.m.
4:30 p.m. Okay.
I eat my dinner
Okay. I eat my dinner. Okay.
from 8
From 8
p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
8 to 8:30 p.m. Faisal,
I take my exercise
you take what exercise?
from
Okay.
8 to 9 p.m.
From 8 to
9.
9 p.m. Points clear?
Yes.
I'm trying to explain the question which you just now asked. You know my routine?
Yes.
As you know my routine, you know the routine of your father, your mother, your brother, your colleagues, your neighbors and different people, that different professionals, the doctors, engineer and so on. You saw Mr. Rafi.
Okay. Yes.
This was your question, no?
Yes.
You saw Mr. Rafi at 7 p.m. At that time, what was he doing? Try to understand, my son. That's okay, no? But I teach English, no? You know that Mr. Rafi teaches English. You know that Mr. Rafi
Teaches English.
teaches English from 6:30 to 8. So you saw Mr. Rafi at 7 p.m. today.
Okay.
When you saw him, what was he doing at that time?
He was teaching the lesson.
Excellent. He was teaching the lesson. My question. Since when?
He had been.
Love you, my son. No.
Yes.
So on the basis of your knowledge, your information about Mr. Rafi's activities, you can say that he had been teaching English since
6:30.
30, and he had been teaching English for how long?
For half an hour.
For half an hour. How can you say that? Because you know his activities. Why I started my lesson with that someone else saw you? Because you know about your own activities. So just to avoid the disturbance, I always start my lesson with this format. I know that Mr. Faisal, one of my beloved spiritual sons and my friends as well, one of my friends as well. Mr. Faisal, in spite of that he loves Nawaz Sharif, and I'm always for Imran Khan, but in spite of that, this is called coexistence, coexistence. See, I know that Mr. Faisal takes exercise from 8 to 9 p.m. This is his routine. I saw him in the gym yesterday at 8:20 p.m. Guess, what was he doing? What was he doing?
He was exercising.
He was taking exercise. Since when? My son, complete sentence.
He had been taking his
He had to
exercise.
take an exercise.
At 8:20 he was taking exercise. He had been taking exercise now since 8. He had been taking exercise for 20 minutes. How can we coin these two sentences? Sentence number 2 and sentence number 3. How can we create that? Because we have information about his routine. So if you are aware of the routine of someone, so you can talk about. Point is clear now?
Yes.
I met now a doctor. He was over there in the hospital. I met him at 10. At that time he was examining the patient. I know that he reaches the hospital at 9. So we can say that he had been examining the patient since 9. So we can also say that he had been examining the patient for 1 hour. No? I saw your father in the school. He was doing his duty. I saw him at 12. He reaches his school at 8. So we can say that he had been doing his duty since 8. We can also say that he had been doing his duty for 4 hours. No, clear or not? So what is required? The routine of someone. If it is clear to you, you can coin these sentences. Should I move forward?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Any question as far as this, you can say these two formats are concerned. Format number 5 and this is format number 8. Any question? Thank you very much.